Welcome to live coverage of the National Sim Racing League here at the Phoenix Raceway as we get set to go racing to determine a champion. 4 drivers competing for the championship. All that's left are Josh Soucy as well as Mark Sikosi. Josh Soucy, Mark Sikosi, Dylan Clark, and Tyler Isley. First one to the line wins the championship. We're set to go here at New Phoenix. Getting right into things, here's your starting lineup. And of course, ignore all of that you see up there. Josh Soucy and Landon Lacey make up the front row. Row number 2, Josh Aaron and Dylan Clark. Row 3 is Steve Strittmatter and Mark Sikosi. Row 4, Justin Diltz and Tyler Isley. In row number 5 is Jeremy Zarfos and Ashton Crowder. Row number 6, you'll find Briggs Swope and Brian Preslar. Row number 7 is Don DeGroot and Tom Perra. And row 8 is Ryan Broderick and Jimmy Barr. Drivers rolling off here as we'll have one pace lap around the Phoenix Raceway. Set the scene here for you tonight as the drivers go off of turn number 3. We do get in this championship race for 200 laps, 200 miles. Stages end at laps 45 and 90. Many drivers are starting from pit road as we're set to go. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, except for the Phoenix Raceway? Josh Soucy ready to bring them to the green flag. And it's showtime at Phoenix, championship style. Josh Soucy gets away with the early start as they go into turn number 3. Again, still updating the graphics here last minute as Soucy takes the first lap. Landon Lacey looks for the diver down to the bottom on the dog log. You can go through it absolutely. Lacey can't gain anything really out of it. Good battle for third position happening. That is Josh Aaron looking inside on Dylan Clark. Oh, Lacey off the pace. He's out of control. Round he goes and takes Dylan Clark with him. First yellow is out, and already we've got a championship driver involved, and it's only lap number 3. Wow. The replay. Lacey just completely lost it. And then you see Dylan Clark trying to avoid it, and he goes head on into the outside wall. Let's ride on board with Lacey. Again, open setups. These cars can be tough to handle. How he kept it off the wall, I don't even know. How close was it? Wow! Landon Lacey may have just saved his race right there. Dylan Clark. He's trying to miss it and just yawed on him. Clark is in the pits already. And he has gone a lap down. from the looks of it. Still getting things here all set up here on our graphic. Justin Dilch, one of the drivers that was eliminated from the championship after last week. We've had 35 races, 35 straight weeks of races, and it's all come down to one. Can't believe it already. Last week, by the way, Landon Lacey taking home the win at Martinsville, leading 139 of the 200 laps. Still just about 2 laps until we get the green flag once again for our restart. Brian Preslar in pit road as well, 67 car. Not in the championship for, but had a great season last year, or this year. Doing many of the races this year. So it's Josh Susie leading. Mark Sikosi is in 4th. Tyler Isley 6th. Dylan Clark is 10th. One of our lowest car counts that we've had this season. Not the lowest, of course. But it's definitely down there in terms of the car count. I think with drivers being eliminated for the championship, they said we're done. So drivers in the yellow, by the way, are in the championship box. For those wondering where Ashton Crowder is, he is in race control tonight working. Appreciate all that he's done in the broadcast booth for me the past few weeks. Has definitely made these broadcasts a whole lot more exciting. So double file restart as Josh Susie selects the inside line. Him and Josh Aaron are on row 1. Row 2 is Steve Stripmatter and Mark Sikosi. Row 3, Justin Diltz and Tyler Isley. Row 4, that's Don DeGroot and Landon Lacey. 9th spot is Jeremy Zarfos. Clark, Preslar, and Swope still in the pits. I think they're just going in for now, as Clark is still having issues with his car. We go one more lap before we take the green flag. So ready to go back to green here. We'll put 8 laps up on the board. Susie fires in the Speed Demon restart zone, back to green. Nice jump on Josh Aaron. Stripmatter using the banking to his advantage. Steve Stripmatter with a great season as well this year, a couple weeks ago, scoring his first career win at the Kansas Speedway. Susie though leading at the line. Best battle on track. Championship contender Tyler Isley. Look at Landon Lacey recovering from the first spin up to 5th spot. Behind them, Jeremy Zarfos and Don DeGroot. Battling for 8th position is Ryan Broderick, who started from the pits, currently multiple laps down. Don DeGroot, who is also battling with Steve Strittmatter in the battle for the race win. Almost was able to get it. Here are the results, by the way, from last week at Martinsville Speedway. Of course, we talked about Landon Lacey. He took home the win, now battling Mark Sikosi from Ford. Sikosi was the one to finish in 2nd. Steve Strittmatter went 3rd. Josh Aaron 4th. Justin Diltz 5th. Jeremy Zarfos is in the 6th position. Those were the only drivers that finished on the lead lap. Tyler Eisen, despite his disqualification, made it into the championship 4. Jimmy Barr, Robbie Bice, and Tom Pera also eliminated. Here's a change for 4th. Easy pass for Landon Lacey on Mark Sikosi. No PJ1 here, and no Classic Phoenix anymore. That was the original plan, but now we've got the new version of Phoenix with a start-finish line here. No PJ1. This is the way Phoenix should be run, using the low line to everybody's advantage. And the big change of Phoenix with the start-finish line has also led to a lot more racing underneath that yellow line before pit stops occur. Strittmatter trying to close in on Josh Aaron for 2nd. Meanwhile, Josh Soucy with a 2.3 second lead. A couple of drivers, though, are in chat but not in the race, just to support their drivers. For example, in the elevated motorsports chat, as Landon Lacey makes a pass for 3rd position on Steve Strittmatter. Mark Sikosi in 5th, getting a lot of support from Tom Pera. He's working with both Diltz and Sikosi tonight. DraftKings drivers like Strittmatter and DeGroot, Aaron Swoll-Preslar, of course, all together as always in their chat. The Benpart Sim Lab, David Smeal Jr., not in this race, but giving some support to Tyler Isley in the 17 is like a spotter type role. Fourth place battle is on the line. Excuse me, 5th place battle on the line between 2 championship contenders. Let's ride on board with Tyler Isley. Give you a nice perspective here at the Phoenix Raceway as the sun starts to set in the western skies. Up to about 150 miles an hour. Dylan Clark, by the way, 4 laps down, running on track. He'll need a lot of cautions if he wants to get back in this fight. Your weather forecast for today's race: 86 degrees is the track temp, 84 is the air temp. Set at 6:54 p.m. on the 6:54 p.m. local time down there in Phoenix and Mountain Time. Let's go behind them meanwhile as Justin Diltz looking to get by Jeremy Zarfos in the battle for 7th on track. Easy pass by Diltz there on the preferred line. Doesn't have Zarfos cleared yet for 7th. But he should enter in turn 1. Yes, he does, but just has to hold his ground. Big send from Zarfos into 1 and 2. Running the outside like it's a dirt track. Diltz probably just being patient with the tires at the moment. Zarfos is able to slip on by. Lap car approaching. That's Briggs Swope in the number 7 with an interesting scheme. That is an all NSRL scheme. That's a first. Hang on. I want to see, for the heck of it, that rear chase. You're my goose. I don't understand that, and just a bunch of NSRL surrounding us. You know, it could be because it's 420. I don't know. Anyway, looking to get back by the 4 of Zarfos. Swope, by the way, with fresh tires. If not a very long stop. So that's the situation. 22 laps are complete here at Phoenix Raceway. It's Josh Soucy that currently leads at the moment. Over Landon Lacey, Josh Aaron, Steve Stripmatter, Tyler Isley will step aside as we go side by side here at Phoenix. We're back here with live coverage of the Championship 200 at Phoenix Raceway. Marty Sakala with you on the call. Josh Soucy currently leads by 3 seconds on Landon Lacey. Championship 4 update. Josh Soucy is first. Tyler Isley 4th. Mark Sikosi 7th. Dylan Clark 4 laps down in 12th. If you're just joining us, why did Dylan Clark go 4 laps down? Well, this is the reason why. About to show it to you right now if you just joined us. Watch Landon Lacey ahead in the 66 as his car gets sideways. Clark misses it at first, but too much left. Got the car sideways and into the wall. The biggest implications we have seen so far today, and we are not even 30 laps complete. Dylan Clark, though, currently in 12th spot. He'll need a lot of cautions if he wants to get back in this race and pass a bunch of cars. Next driver ahead of him is Briggs Swope, who is in 11th. Jeremy Zarfos starting to improve really well on the track, passing Mark Sikosi for 5th. Zarfos may have started to save up his tires just a little bit. Did some right side damage to the driver of the Busch car. One of the few biggest movers of the race, Tyler Isley and Don DeGroot, each up 4 positions. Jeremy Zarfos is up 3. Top 3 drivers, though, on track, they have stayed in that same position. They started in that same position, I should say. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat, who you're picking for the championship, and give us a big hello. I want to give a big hello to Ashton Crowder watching in chat. Heavy T17 also watching, first time viewer. Appreciate you tuning on in for the championship. Unfortunately, not the start though, for sure, that Mr. Clark wanted, and a long road back. Not a lot of huge battles happening at the moment, so we can talk about your championship 4 at the moment. First off, here is Josh Susi in the number 12. I want to take a look at that sponsor of the car, Nitro Racing, with the championship 4 front bumper on it. It has been an incredible season for Josh Susi. First off, he was the regular season champion. In 34 starts to the year, he has racked up 7 wins, 20 top 5s, and 23 top 10s. Incredible season for the driver of the number 12. If he wins, he'll be tied with Landon Lacey for the most wins on the year. Once again, been a great year for Josh Susi. Tyler Isley perhaps has won the 2 most important races in the National Sim Racing League, starting off with the Daytona 300, in addition to the World 375 at Charlotte. 2 wins, 15 top 5s, and 22 top 10s in 34 starts for the 17. Mark Sikosi running 7th in the 91, also with 2 wins on the year. Took one at Myrtle Beach and then a much-needed win at Talladega in a last lap pass over Kyle Milliken. But it's also been a great year for him. 27 top 10s and 18 top 5s in 35 starts so far. He's up on the wall, by the way. Bad 3 and 4 for Sikosi. Rides the wall, allows Brian Preslar to get closer and closer. And then you've got Dylan Clark in the number 34 machine. Dylan Clark, who was a late entry in the year, driving for the KTS camp, only 26 starts in the season entering tonight. 12 top 5s and 20 top 10s. Really known for winning on the road courses. Dylan Clark getting his first win at Road America. Followed that up with a win at the Charlotte Roval. And then back-to-back wins after that. Winning at Texas, his lone oval win of the season. 12 top 5s and 20 top 10s in 26 starts. If he did a full season, Dylan Clark would be a huge contender up there in points. With Josh Susi, in my opinion. Most wins this season, though, belongs to the driver of the 66 in Landon Lacey. In 16 starts, he has won 50% of the time with 8 wins on the year. But that is not the best win rate, just saying. That's 50%. Ashton Crowder, 7 starts and 7 wins. For those wondering at home. 8 top 5s and numerous top 10s. 10 top 10s on the year. Lacey trying to close in on Josh Susi. The gap is 4.2 seconds. We'll be able to stack them back up after lap 45 when stage 1 ends. Driver already in the pits, and that is Don DeGroot. DeGroot playing some strategy. Don't forget that the pits close next time by, in 2 laps. So at lap 44 is when we'll close the pits up. See if Don DeGroot can get out with a stop in time. He is up in turns 3 and 4. And they'll go another lap down. No big battles happening on the track. The closest one between Tyler Isley, who follows Josh Aaron. Gap is currently about 6.5 tenths. Pits are closed. Josh Zusi in heavy traffic just got by Brian Preslar. Ryan Broderick and Mark Sikosi are his next targets. Now the big question is who he would let go in this situation. Justin Diltz, by the way, will get the free pass when this yellow comes out unless he laps Mark Sikosi. And this could be interesting here. Not what Justin Diltz wants to see. He wants to see Mark Sikosi get on it big time, or maybe even use the bumper on Josh Zusi to get back on the lead lap, but knowing Mark, he would not do that at all. Sikosi gets the free pass. Justin Diltz is trapped a lap down. And off at turn 4, Josh Zusi takes home stage 1. As the yellow will fly shortly. Again, it's Ashton Crowder working race control. Chris Lynn and our other guy, Ethan, not able to work tonight. Or are we taking this all the way? We're going to take a look here and confirm.
I got it wrong, but we'll blame them.
Apologies for that. Stage, by the way, ends at lap 50. So they've got it messed up on the website. But hey, don't care about mess ups. It's the final race of the season, so. Mark Sikosi is currently the free pass car, but there is Jeremy Zarfos. How many can Josh Zusi keep on the lead lap? 6 or 5? Zusi, though, has lost a lot of time to Landon Lacey in the 66. Pits now are closed. Jeremy Zarfos trying to keep fighting on it, but Zarfos, final lap of the stage, he goes a lap down. This time we'll have it right off of turn number 2. Josh Zusi to see the green and white checkered flags. And off the corner, stage 1 belongs to number 12. Josh Zusi takes it. And now the caution flag flies. Zusi wins the stage, and we'll be right back for pit stop. Stay with us. Pit road is open. All the drivers are coming in. Backup for Josh Susie. That could help out Landon Lacey. Wow, Josh Aaron is the only one to stay out looking to lead a lap, and I believe he did at the start-finish line. Lacey is off the gas, and race off pit road, won by the 66. So from spinning in the first caution, back up to the lead is Landon Lacey. And we will go back to break. We will be back. Stay with us.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Back at it here. While we're at it, let's listen to some race control chatter if we have it.
Accordingly.
Ashton, you said we're good to go. We're 5 down.
So we are set to go back to the green flag, and there you see how the field looks. Landon Lacey and Josh Susie on row 1. Tyler Isley, Steve Strickmatter row 2. Josh Aaron is fit. Those are the only drivers that are on the lead lap. Watch the high side closely. Those are your championship contenders. Lacey fires and we're back to green. Great restart from the 66. Strickmatter to the inside, looking for the runner-up position. May have to tuck it back in line. He does. Aaron looking down on Isley for 4th spot. Easy pass from Aaron. I think Isley just let him go there in that situation. Here comes Aaron once again. He's really good on these short runs when the tires are cold. Slide job attempt on Strickmatter, looking for the bottom step of the podium, and he's got that. Lost a lot of time, though, to 2nd place Susie. But a battle for the lead is starting to shape up between Lacey and Susie. Have not seen a lot of that in this race today. Susie with a run down to the inside. To stick on board with the number 12. Can't make the pass to stick just yet. Susie trying to outbrake Lacey there, entering the corner. Didn't have anything that time by. in yellow on our timing tower. That means they are battling for the championship. Susi second, Isley fifth, Sikosi a lap down in sixth. Dylan Clark 3 laps down now in ninth. Again, best battle on tracks right here for the lead. These two have had great battles throughout the season, regardless of whether they were teammates or not. Check how they've done in the last 5 laps. There you see how Lacey has done. Let's compare it to Josh Susi. Last 2 laps, Susi's been slower. Lap 57, though, Susi was nearly a quarter of a second faster. "61 laps complete here at Phoenix. Susi's trying lower entry compared to Lacey. Lacey with the advantage like a dirt track on the outside. But Susi's right there, pulls up to the door, but tucks it back. Right up on the rear end. On board with Landon Lacey. Susi's got to run. Side by side into one, Josh Susi takes the lead. See if he goes for a slide job. He does not as Lacey tucks it back underneath. And let's see if he goes for a crossover. Of course, you'd think the high side would be the advantage, especially because of the 11 degrees you have on the outside, but did not seem to be the case. Dylan Clark back in the pits once again. It's been a rough night from lap 7 onward for the driver of the 34. Go to a battle on track for 4th spot, Isley and Strip Matter. Strip Matter really tight in 3 and 4, allows Isley to take advantage of it. And an easy clear. Tyler Isley's up to P4. Currently 4.3 seconds behind the championship leader. Gotta admit, I really love Steve Stripmatter's scheme. Makes you think of like a throwback. Going back to the Winston days, the Winston No Bull or the Winston Million. Riding the low side at the moment. Let's see what Strip Matter does here this lap. You see, obviously, for starters, using the draft to his advantage. Oh, but Isley got tight there and caught the wall in 1 and 2. Oh, but Strip Matter couldn't get back on the gas first compared to Isley. Can't get it either on the exit. Gap, meanwhile, for Josh Susi has increased to 6.5 tenths as they start to work on lap traffic. Trying to see on who the car is ahead. We could take a look here on the relative. That is Dylan Clark. Could go 5 laps down and seeing his championship hopes fade away. From this point on, Dylan Clark needs like a wreck fest to happen if he wants to get back in this championship hunt. Obviously, he can't be the one causing wrecks because every 12X you get a drive-through penalty. And if it's intentional contact, you're pretty much gone in the dust. Strip Matter back up on the outside. We told you he was tight earlier in the corners. About to get passed by Sikosi, not for position, but he's lucky that Sikosi was trapped earlier a lap down thanks to Jeremy Zarfos. The Susie-Lacey battle is the best battle on track, even though it's 3/4 of a second separating them. Another good battle starting to develop for 7th. Jeremy Zarfo starting to close in on Justin Dills. Here's the onboard with the Busch machine. Almost got the wall off at turn number 2. You notice here that's very interesting. He's shifting. But the thing is, he is shifting down to 3rd gear, which is something you don't really expect at Phoenix. Curious if he does it here in 1 and 2. Oh, he's got a big run though on Dills. There's the downshift. Now I want to see if Justin Dills is doing it. He goes down to 4. And he stays in 4th gear. So Zarfos with a big advantage with the downshifting. How about Briggs Swope? Upped it to 5th, down to 4th. Does he go down to 3rd though? Oh man, almost into Dills. Dills had a bad turn. And so loses a position to Jeremy Zarfos and lost a lot of time. Now back 7/10 of a second. Josh Ducey leads Landon Lacey, Josh Aaron, Tyler Isley, Steve Stripmatter, the only 5 cars on the lead lap as we go side by side. Putting 80 laps up on the boards here at the Phoenix Raceway. A championship 4 update. Josh Susi still leads. Tyler Isley in 4th. Mark Sikosi is 8th. He is in 6th. And Dylan Clark is in 9th position. Susi leading by a second. 20 laps to go here in stage number 2. This gives us an opportunity to take a look at a full field rundown at the moment. Josh Susi is the race leader. He's led the most laps so far today. Landon Lacey is running in 2nd. Josh Aaron having a good day in 3rd. Tyler Isley up 4 positions from the start. He is in 4th position, 2nd highest of the championship 4 drivers. Steve Strittmatter rounds out the top 5 2 weeks after taking home a win at Kansas Speedway. Only drivers that are on the lead lap. First driver a lap down is Mark Sikosi, hoping that Strittmatter doesn't go a lap down so he can get the free pass. Just recently passed Jeremy Zarfos, who is up 2 positions from the start of this race. Excuse me, Sikosi has not passed Zarfos in this race. Sikosi's been in front of him for the entire day today. Justin Diltz starting to get into a little bit of trouble. He is 2 laps down in 8th, only driver 2 laps down, while Sikosi and Zarfos are a lap behind. Dylan Clark, after being involved in the first yellow, spinning out and hitting the outside wall, entering 1. 4 laps down in the 9th position, ahead of Briggs Swope in the 10th spot. Ryan Broderick, Ryan Preslar, each 6 laps down in 11th and 12th. Tom Parra running 13th. He is 9 laps down. And up the wall once again. 3 drivers out of the race. Don DeGroot, Jimmy Barr. So 2 drivers out of the race. Ashton Crowder, our race control aficionado. I want to check something here now. Discord. I do not believe we had any penalties from last week because we had a lot of drivers that were starting from the rear of the field. And I don't think we've got any coming on in. There was nothing that was announced on our end. Good battle starting to develop here, and that is for the 6th position. As Zarfos has caught Sikosi. Sikosi's weakness this season has been saving tires, and he has used them up. Needs 15 more laps on him. Jeremy Zarfos goes by. He's up to 6th. Highest spot that the driver of the number 4 has been in all day. I keep wanting to say number 4. He's actually in the number 11. Let's ride on board for a lap with him. Already increased that lead to 2 seconds over Mark Sikosi. Working it in 4th gear for right now with the tire fall off, not really going down into 3rd gear or up to 5th gear. Normally this is where he goes down to 3rd. But not doing it this time. How is the leader doing in terms of shifting? There is Josh Susi. Let's ride on board. Top speed in 5th gear. About to put Mark Sikosi 2 laps down. No shifting. He keeps in 5th gear. This has been a track with the next gens that's really been notorious a lot for shifting, and they talked about it during the NASCAR Cup Series pre-race show if shifting would be a big key, and we are seeing that. We saw that a lot in the NASCAR race. We're seeing it some in Phoenix, but a guy like Josh Susie, he's just preferring not to upshift and downshift except for the restarts and slowing down. 9 laps to go in stage number 2. 2-second lead up on Landon Lacey. There's Steve Strittmatter, last car on the lead lap. Jeremy Zarfos is the first car a lap down when we look at it in free pass wise. Driver is in the pits, and that is Justin Diltz. Diltz currently running in the 8th position as you take a look at the drivers that are still on the lead lap. There is Strittmatter. As we take a look at this, lap times were 29 seconds. Diltz is like 3 seconds ahead in all of this. You want to try and find your favorite driver at home. Susie's off of turn number 2. Zarfos now in a situation where he's trying to avoid going 2 laps down. There is Josh Susie going by Ryan Broderick. And we've got 6 laps to go in this stage. Susie's got a lot of time to put the driver of the number 11 2 laps down. Battle starting to develop here. For 3rd position, Josh Aaron having issues with Tom Para and has allowed Tyler Isley to close in. Ryan Presler also starting to have a battle with Ryan Broderick for 11th. Let's go to the battle for 3rd, though. Just approaching 1 hour into this race and approaching the halfway mark. No stage points are on the line. Keep that in mind. So just a fun one to the end. Aaron still holding on to it in that bottom step of the podium. 2.8 second lead meanwhile for Josh Susie up on Landon Lacey. Strittmatter, by the way, has gone a lap down. Zarfos is 2 laps down. So Strittmatter currently the driver in free pass position. And without question, Isley will be on the lead lap still, because there is no way that Susie will pick up 15 seconds of extra time. Tire fall off, by the way, has just been about 2 seconds. Josh Susie's quickest lap, a 27.75. Last time around for Josh Susie was a 29.54, now making a 29.35. Final lap of stage 2. Hello to Johnny Taylor saying tough race for the 91 car, absolutely. 3rd highest in the championship for drivers, 2 laps ahead of Dylan Clark. Stage 2 win goes to Josh Susie as the yellow flag flies. I will step aside. First, a message from iRacing before pit stops. pit stops are underway. By the way, that is Brian Wiggins in chat. Brian, what the heck happened to you in the final few races? Why didn't you race with us, man? Could have had a good car count. Could have been another extra reason to have more talking. Susie wins the race off pit road while everybody else comes on in. I think Susie just wants himself a little bit of a fun challenge despite it being the championship race. So Susie comes back through as the race leader. So we'll step aside once again. Susie leads them when we come back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
We're ready to go back to green, and when we come back to green, turn up the volume. We're about to crank it up here for you at the Phoenix Raceway. Landon Lacey is coming into pit road. I'm not sure if he had a penalty or something. We'll take this chance to check in with Ashton Crowder. We'll check in with Ashton Crowder, our rules analyst. Ashton, did Landon have a penalty?
No, he half spun, and I think he decided that that was enough for him for the night, and then he just took it down the pit road.
I
So,
appreciate it.
Yeah, he's taking tires, it appears, so it's either done or just there. I
Gotcha.
think done.
All right, cool. Thank you. So let's go back to the battle for second place that just happened. Tyler Isley passing Josh Aaron for second. Isley, the second highest championship driver on the track as we are past halfway, 91 laps to go in the season. Two-tenths of a second lead. Again, best battle is on the track. Dylan Clark exiting pit road. Long way for him to go out. Not the night that he has wanted. Sikosi up to 5th position, by the way, after Landon Lacey's troublesome issues. And Landon Lacey has decided, I'm done for the day. Landon Lacey, an incredible season though, regardless. Wiggins says he'll be back next season, got school going now and such. Susie looks untouchable. Absolutely, I completely agree. I'm not too sure, by the way, I'll just say this, I'm not too sure how everything's going to be looking for next season in terms of series-wise. We'll have to take a look at a couple things here and work some stuff out before the season starts up. Susie up to an astonishing 3.1 second lead on Tyler Isley. Best battle on track is for 10th. Drivers that are 7 laps down, yes, we'll even watch battles that include many laps down. Ryan Broderick and Brian Preslar. Some drivers have decided to start from the pits and really paid the price. Swope right now at the moment, just being patient. Right on board from Broderick's perspective. Oh man, Preslar really tried to send it, but had to get on the brakes in order to avoid hitting Brian Preslar. As you see the leaderboard change up to 9th and 10th, so they'll have a top 10 run here today as long as they don't wreck. Only 15 drivers taking place in this race. Do a good battle at the moment here, that's for sure. Back to the Isley-Aaron battle. It's cooled down for right now, but not really over yet, I guess you could say. It's a half-second advantage for Isley at the moment. Josh Aaron, also a guy you got to give credit to. Go back to Josh Aaron here, by the way. 6th in points. No wins, though, this season, but 33 starts, 5 top 5s, 15 top 10s. Best finish on the year going through. He had a 3rd place finish, his only time on the podium that took place at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And could have a chance to go one higher with a 2nd place finish. Back to 9th. Here's a run for Preslar inside, but Broderick shuts the door. Wiggins agree. I definitely agree with Wiggins, by the way. Josh Aaron probably the most improved driver throughout the season. He definitely has come a long way. And you know, let's admit it, the DraftKings Racing team has had a mighty tough year. They are 5th in the owner standings. However, though, they picked up their first win 2 weeks ago with Steve Stripmatter behind the wheel. It was a 1-2 finish for DraftKings Racing. It was an incredible week. They had won the Cup race and had won the truck race. I was very glad to see this team go to victory lane for sure. And Aaron's actually closing in on Tyler Isley in this battle for second spot. Right on board with the 77. Isley a much better lap. Let's compare the last 5 laps. Oh, Isley dominating the corner. Let's take a look at the last 5 laps. Of the last 5, Isley's been faster in 2 of them. Last lap was a quarter of a second faster. Same on lap 118. Oh man, Isley starting to turn the jets up 0.3 of a second quicker last time by. Let's go back to that battle for 9th spot. Preslar with a run on the bottom. Another DraftKings driver, by the way, who's been using the throwback scheme for a while. And he's got traffic catching up faster cars as Zarkos and Briggs Swope. Now that they have Briggs Swope, a faster car, could they perhaps slow up Ryan Broderick and make it a great battle? Chris Lynch finally tuned in the chat and says Josh Aaron's my hero. About darn time you showed up here, Chris. Josh Aaron is my hero. Do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior, Josh Aaron? So putting a lap down, by the way, on his teammate. Not a battle for position between him and Zarfo. Zarfo's currently in 6th. But Swope trying to regain some time. 23 seconds behind Dylan Clark. Gonna step aside and go side by side. We've got 75 laps to go. Josh Susi leads Tyler Isley, Josh Aaron. Only 3 cars on the lead lap. We go side by side. No change amongst the top 5. We've got 70 laps to go. Make it 69 nice here on the Championship 200. Marty Sacalo with you on the call as we have just approached the 10 o'clock hour, an hour and 15 minutes into our season finale at Phoenix Raceway. Let's give you a full field rundown at the moment. It is Josh Susi that currently leads by 5 seconds on Tyler Isley. There's Isley in second spot, 2 highest in the championship 4. Josh Aaron highest in the non-title drivers, currently in third spot, just 7 seconds back. First driver a lap down is Steve Stripmatter in the 51. And then a bunch of drivers multi-laps down. 2 laps down. Fifth is Mark Sikosi. And a battle with Jeremy Zarfos for that position. We'll watch this in just a moment. You know what, we may want to watch these 2 battles happening right now. Zarfos with a run. Thought about looking to the inside. You also got Broderick and Preslar battling for 9th. Really put the bumper on him. Broderick's got a run on Zarfos. And the back markers. A lot faster. This is going to get interesting. They will got more traffic with pardon me, that's Dylan Clark in the 34. And we'll get back to this battle maybe shortly. Maybe now. Nope, we'll get to it shortly. There's Dylan Clark running in 7th. Briggs Swope is 8th. Ryan Broderick currently is 9th, with Brian Preslar behind him in 10th. Tom Parra, final car on track in 11th. 5 drivers out of the race. Landon Lacey, Justin Diltz, Don DeGrooch, Jimmy Barr. So 4 drivers out of the race. Pardon me, Ashton Crowder not eligible. He's working in race control. Chris, I'll see you at the banquet next week. That'll be a fun one to be a part of. Here we go, around the outside. Jeremy Zarfos for 5th. Sikosi stuck up in worn tire situation. Should be a one-stop race to the end, and we should expect it in maybe about, I would want to say, 30 laps or so. Let's show you the strategy amongst the top 10. Obviously, stages have affected things in this race, going about 50 laps, but on a long run, we should see drivers going up to 70 laps, I would say. Back to the battle for 9th. Faster traffic starting to go by Mark Sikosi, who continues to use up his tires. Only 1 yellow today for a spin. That involved Landon Lacey and Dylan Clark, the latter one of the championship 4 drivers. That's the only caution we've had for us. Oh, never mind. Oh my, oh my. Mark Sikosi, a heavy shot, along with Brian Preslar and Jeremy Zarfos. 4th caution of this race is out. That was nasty. We're going to watch this once again in slow-mo. And don't you dare say the commentators jinx. There's no such thing as jinxes. Zarfos loose off of 4. And he just came back up the track into Sikosi. Oh my goodness. Preslar on his lid. Those may have been the hardest hits we have seen all season long, folks. That was absolutely frightening. Watch this once again. Oh! completely head on. Don't even, by the way, don't even say the jinx. Just said it wrong place, wrong time. Here, this is about to be brutal. See Zarfo's getting loose. Sikosi's out of this championship race. It's come down to 2 drivers, Josh Susi and Tyler Isley. I want to watch the cockpit camera from Mark Sikosi. I don't watch this a lot, but did he notice Zarfo's out of it? You can see he got loose and just didn't think he was going to come back right there. Nothing he could do. Let's see, is this Preslar? This is, oh. Jeremy Zarfos. He was trying everything he could do to save it and not hit anyone. That is the worst wreck that we have seen all season, in my opinion, folks. So now everyone comes in and we should be good to the end. The top 3 have made their way into pit road. Josh Susi won the race out from pit road, followed by Tyler Isley and Josh Aaron. And we will step aside and go to break.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
We come back to the green flag as Josh Susi gets going on Tyler Isley. 0.3 of a second lead. Closest gap it's been for the championship so far today. And it's come down to 2 drivers. Josh Susi and Tyler Isley after the big wreck with Mark Sikosi, Bridge Swope, and Jeremy Zarfos. Give me Brian Preslar, Mark Sikosi, and Jeremy Zarfos. Now the gap starts to increase. Everyone pitting on lap 140. They should be good to go to the end on fuel. But obviously that could change for sure. In terms of oh yeah, Josh Susi just set his quickest lap of the day with a 27.70, fastest lap of this race overall. Tyler Isley, 28.19. Josh Aaron at a 27.91. Only 3 drivers have set times in the 27s. Brian Wiggins is headed off for the season. Appreciate you tuning on in, and everyone's saying it's my fault. It always is my fault when it comes to these wrecks. So the tire sets, by the way, was set for this race at 6, like it's been for the entire amount of the playoffs. We got a lot of drivers with 2 sets left. Josh Aaron, though, only with 1 set left in this race from what we know. If he's made 4 pit stops in this race. Josh Susie, Tyler Isley have made 3. And that's amongst the leaders. By the way, Steve Stripmatter did get one of his 2 laps back. He was the free pass after that last yellow. If we get a yellow shortly after, he will get back on the lead lap. Ryan Broderick, by the way, the biggest mover of the race, up 8 positions after starting in 17th. That's followed by Tyler Isley, who was up from 8th to 2nd, and then Briggs Swope, who was up from 11th to 6th. Coming to 50 laps to go this time by. And nobody has had anything today for Josh Susie. 50 laps away from a championship. Once again, we mentioned this earlier in the race today. He has had a near picture-perfect season. 7 wins, 20 top 5s, 23 top 10s. Wins being scored at Bristol, Darlington, Nashville Super Speedway, and the Nashville Fairgrounds. Atlanta, Rockingham, Lucas Oil. Didn't race with us in the Daytona 300. But he has just put on a clinic this entire year and showed why he's been the one to be leading in the championships in the first place. Ever since he started off the season with 5 straight podium finishes. Chances are, if he's having a good day, he is going to finish inside the top 5. If he's having a bad day, he's probably going to finish outside the top 10 and won't be happy about it. Kind of reminds me a lot of like Matt Shepard in the big block modifieds here up in New York. We've lost half the field in this race. Only 8 drivers are on track. Dylan Clark, by the way, even being involved in that first accident, has rebounded up into a 5th place run at the moment, a top 5, even though won't be winning the championship. Got some other guys here throughout the field. Tom Para, we have not talked about him a lot today because he's technically the last place driver on track, but he has kept his nose clean, just likes to play it safe than sorry. Not an aggressive driver, a very patient driver, and he has rebounded up to 8th. Started in 14th position of the 15 drivers that took the green flag. Let's do it one final time here tonight. Turn up the volume. We're going to crank it up once again here at Phoenix. 40 laps to go here in the season. Josh Susie up 1.4 seconds on Tyler Isley. No big battles happening at the moment. The battle for the lead is the closest. 1.4 second lead on Tyler Isley. Then 1.8 seconds back is where you find Josh Aaron. Steve Stripmatter in fourth. He is 36 seconds back. A minute and 17 back is Dylan Clark in fifth. 31 seconds back in sixth, Briggs Swope. A minute back in seventh is Ryan Broderick. And 3 minutes back is Tom Parra, and the gap over the next car keeps going up, up, and away. Give shouts to Mark Sikosi, Brian Preslar, Justin Diltz, and Don DeGroot for still watching this race, even though they are pretty much done for the night. Everyone else is pretty much quit out of it. We had not a lot, by the way, to talk about here in these final few laps. Tyler Isley, though, trying everything he can do. Yet to lead in this race, but once again, got to give it up. This is a great run for Tyler Isley. Ovals have kind of, when you think of it, ovals have really been tough this season for the driver of the number 17. Who went to Martinsville, a 15th place finish. Another track like Bristol, at least he had a 3rd place finish in that. Richmond he finished 8th. Taking a look here, New Hampshire was a 7th place finish. Iowa 16th. National Fairgrounds, perhaps his best run of the year, finishing in 4th. But this is, at this moment here, this is his best run of the season on a short track. Again, 2 yellows for crashes here so far in this race. Only yellows for crashes have been involving Dylan Clark and Landon Lacey early on in the race. And then the last yellow, a big 3-car wreck involving Jeremy Zarfos, Brian Preslar, and Landon Lacey. While we ride on board and show you what it's like to be Josh Susie at the moment. We've got it on the gyro cam this time as we end the season. He's got a lot of clean air right now. Fall off time at the moment, currently a 2nd for Susie. For a lot of drivers, same thing, a 2nd. But once we get in this longer end of the end, take it to the finish, it will be 2 seconds of fall off time. .31 laps to go, and Josh Susie is a champion in the National Sim Racing League. 8 drivers remain on the track. We've had 36 races this season. Let's recap how the entire season has gone. We started in Daytona with Tyler Isley taking the win. Then we went to Homestead, Josh Susie introducing himself. Then we went to Homestead on a surprise win coming from William Farmer. Susie taking a win at Rockingham. Going to the Milwaukee Mile, Auto Cruz taking the win, and a surprise guest in that race, Ty Gibbs, appearing in that race. We appreciate his time in the race. Atlanta Motor Speedway, Josh Susi. North Wilkesboro, Ashton Crowder. Auto Club Speedway, Kayla McCarthy taking her lone win of the year. Myrtle Beach won by Mark Sikosi. Chicagoland, a surprise win from James Morris. Ashton Crowder then picking up 3 in a row at Kentucky, Dover, and Coda. Tyler Isley winning the World 350. Ashton Crowder at Sonoma. Josh Susi at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Then at the Nashville Super Speedway. Ashton Crowder at Pocono. David Salter in a crazy finish at Iowa in Christmas time. Dylan Clark first win at Road America. Landon Lacey 3 in a row at Gateway, New Hampshire, and Watkins Glen. Ashton Crowder at Indy. Landon Lacey the final 2 races of the regular season at Michigan and Twin Ring Motegi. In the playoffs, there was Josh Susi winning Darlington to lock himself in. Landon Lacey Richmond, Susi again at Bristol. Round of 12, it was Landon Lacey at Vegas. Mark Sikosi the first to lock his spot in the round of 8 at Talladega, followed by Dylan Clark at the Charlotte Roval. Clark was the first to lock a spot in the Championship 4 at Texas. Steve Stripmatter a big first win at Kansas. Landon Lacey the win at Martinsville. And the 3 drivers in via points. Josh Susi, followed by Mark Sikosi and Tyler Isley. And we also want to give a shout out as well to another big name driver too. I mean, his name's not really big these days, but it was really big in like the 2015-16 season, and that was Brennan Poole, who used to drive for Chip Ganassi Racing in the Xfinity Series. I call him a Talladega winner still in 2016. Great dude. Thank you to Kayla McCarthy for bringing him in to the series. And we hope to see these guys back. And want to give as well a big shout out to our sponsors throughout the year. If you liked what you saw, go support our sponsors and tell them we want to be back next season. There you see them. Butt Kicker, Elevated Outdoors, Affordable SEO and Marketing, and Speed Demon Setups, Designs, and Graphics. We're going to break for the final time this season. When we come back, we're taking you to the finish. Josh Stussy leads with 25 to go, coming to 24. Josh Susi, 20 laps away from the National Sim Racing League Cup Series Championship. It's, once again, it has been a picture-perfect race for Josh Susie. We've only had 3 different leaders in this race. Susie, along with Landon Lacey and Josh Aaron. Josh Susie, obviously, has led the most laps in this race. Coming to 18 laps to go. The only thing that he does not want to see is either a yellow flag or a yellow light coming onto those traffic lights that you see on the fence. The closest battle we have on track is for second. 6 seconds separating Tyler Isley and Josh Aaron. I think now it's a battle just for fun at the end of the season if Josh Susie could put a lap on Josh Aaron. Let's show you the map, by the way, and show you where they are located. So Susie's across the line, and Aaron is in turn 2. Once again, we talked about it earlier with Josh Susie. Did not race with us at Daytona. Then heard about this series. You know what? I'll try it out. I'll join. And immediately Josh Susie wasting no time. Once again, started at Lucas Oil Raceway. A wreck fest taking home the win. Once again, 5 straight podiums in the series. Lucas Oil, 3rd at Homestead, 1 at Rockingham, 2nd Milwaukee, and then 1 at Atlanta Speedway. Also had 4 straight podiums, 2 wins, like I mentioned, at both the Super Speedway and the short track of Nashville. 2nd at Pocono, 3rd at Iowa. 4 straight podiums, 2nd at Twin Ring Motegi, win at Darlington, 2nd at Richmond, and a win at Bristol. After 2 finishes outside the top 5 at Kansas and Martinsville, 13 laps away from a championship. Tyler Isley is 2nd, Josh Aaron 3rd, Steve Strittmatter. A yellow would put him back on the lead lap unless he goes a lap down right now, and he's back 2 laps down. Dylan Clark is in 5th. Briggs Swope 6th. Ryan Broderick is 7th. So Swope was able to get by Ryan Broderick after they had a good battle earlier on in this race. Tom Perra is 8th out of the race. Mark Sikosi, Jeremy Zarfos, Brian Preslar, Landon Lacey, Justin Diltz, Don DeGroot. Jimmy Barr did not start the race. $12 to go in the season. Once again, an incredible day for Josh Susie. 11 laps to go. I don't know if there's anything else we can talk about except Josh Susie 11 laps away. At this point, oh my, Susie! Woohoo! Dirt tracking it in turn 1 nearly cost him the championship right there. I think he's having a little bit of fun at the moment. Unless he has used up his tires. Ten laps to go. Longest he's gone on a stint is 52 in the first round. We're approaching 60 if we go green to the finish. Entering the single digits. 9 laps to go. for the driver of the number 12. Top 3, by the way, all Chevys. In fact, there's only one Toyota in this race. It's Tom Pera, who is in 8th. It's been a dominating race for the Chevys. You got top 3 Chevys. A Ford is in 4th. Chevys 5 through 7. A Toyota in 8th. Then the Fords 9 through 10. Next car Susie catches, speaking of that, is Pera in that Yoda. 8 laps to go. Pera moving out of the way to let the leader go by. And 7 remain. We're going to do something we don't really do a lot of in these recent races. But we are going to turn on the chat for the KTS clan right now. 6 laps to go. And just listen in. It's all calm and quiet right now at the moment. Five laps left. I guess all we can do now is just watch. Four miles remain for Susie. And now 3 remain. I've never understood, by the way, the Turtle Shell Motorsports reference. Obviously, it's not a team he's part of unless that's KTS, the TS and Turtle Shell. But this is also a guy that loves tacos, too.
Hi, Mom.
2 to go. I think Susie knows we're listening in. Just got to drive it pure at the moment. Just be patient. Don't drive the car way too fast and over-aggressive. And he gets to see the flag he wants to see, the first flag. White flag is out. 1 to go in the season for Josh Susie. An incredible year for the number 12 coming on into the championship race. 7 wins, 20 top 10s, and 23 top 10s, and 20 top 5s. Putting an exclamation point on a perfect season. 8th win of the year. Josh Susie is the National Sim Racing League Cup Series champion.
Very, I guess that's normal. For Aria!
We're about to see the greatest burnout he's ever done. Dylan Clark giving him a congratulations. Susie followed by
Gotta
Isley
scrub up that
second.
Shiny paint somehow.
Clark in fifth. And Sikosi finishing in ninth. Everyone coming up to give Susie a great congratulations. Everyone going to pose for a team photo. And Susie, oh, he starts to blink. I don't know if he's going to burn it down. Oh, look at this. He wants Dylan Clark in on this celebration. KTS to celebrate with a burnout. This is about to be good. Susie can't even get the car going. There we go. Here we go.
Hey, good win, Sissy. Good season, dude. Nice job, Josh. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
As Josh Susie lights them up, we're going to talk with him. Josh Susie, I don't think you could have asked for a more perfect day. You are the National Sim Racing League champion. How does that feel?
As crazy as it sounds, it's the second best thing that's happened to me today. I actually had a daughter this morning, so yeah, today's been a really good day.
You could not have asked for a more perfect day here. What was the game plan first off coming into this race?
Qualify up front and try to stay ahead of everyone. Track position is really key here. It's hard to pass, especially if people are close on speed. So, we didn't quite show everything we had in practice. We didn't want people fine-tuning their stuff and finding some more speed. We know where we sat, and we had a little bit of curveball with the track being about 15 degrees hotter than what it had been in our private practice and the practice they had posted before this session had gone up. So that threw us a little bit of curveball, but we knew that the vehicle had speed, and yeah, just maintain track position, try to stay out of trouble. I really hate it for Dylan. I mean, he had a piece as good as mine, so I think it really would have come down to a hell of a battle. But unfortunately, he got caught up in that early wreck. I hate it for him, man, because even after he got all of his damage fixed, he was down like 300 RPM, and he was still rocking. Probably had a second place car if he hadn't lost all those laps. So it's tough, but man, that's how it rolls sometimes.
Well, I know I brought him in at the last minute, but I want to bring in one of the admins of the National Sim Racing League, Mark Sikosi, to give you some honorary words. I'll let him take the mic from here. Mark? He's speechless on your run. I guess that's all we can say. I guess I will do the words here. Josh, you have had an incredible season. On behalf of everyone at the National Sim Racing League and all of our viewers watching, we congratulate you on the championship in the inaugural season.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. That means a lot. You being here broadcasting for us. I know we had a couple of hiccups here and there. Real life happens, but we couldn't ask for a better guy to come out here and showcase our talents for the world to see. So definitely appreciate that, and I'd be definitely remiss if I didn't shout out Nitro Setup, Nitro Garage. I finally got a paint scheme with them on the car. I guess it's perfect time to put one on there, and all the hard work they've been putting in for not only myself and Dylan, but Kayla throughout the whole season. I'm drawing blank here. There's so much on my mind right now, but Patrick and Russ, absolutely 100% big shout out to you guys. You guys put in a lot of your time that you don't have to help us out in this league, and you got other priorities going on. So, bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for that. And everyone that showed up tonight, a lot of people didn't have to come out. They didn't have any skin in the game, but we had a decent field, and I want to say thank you to those guys, especially the group that had to start like 5 laps down for penalties, and they still came on out here and soldiered around the track. So that, that's awesome to see. And I know we kind of give the RCs and the admins and everybody some slack on Discord, but they do the best they can, and they have a lot of work going on behind the scenes. So I want to shout out them too, and Ashton for stepping up and doing RC. We appreciate it. It was a lot of fun racing against him throughout the middle part of the season, even though he usually spanks my ass. But I I learned some stuff, and just try to be a better driver, having a race against talent with him, and the same thing goes for oh, Landon. I mean, he's tough every week. So anytime he showed up, I knew it was going to be a battle, and he's going to make me earn it. And yeah, he helped me get better throughout the course of the year. So I want to shout out to him too, and congrats to Tyler and Dylan and Mark for making the Final Four with me. I know Mark and Dylan didn't quite have the runs they were hoping for tonight, but you guys put in a hell of a season, nothing to hang your heads on, and Tyler as well. So I'm gonna go celebrate with the team for a little bit, and then I gotta get up early in the morning and go to work, and then go see my baby. And it's been an awesome day. God is good. Thank you.
Enjoy this one. Go celebrate. Congratulations. Josh Susi is the 2022 the Season 1 National Sim Racing League Cup Series champion. Let's move on to our second place finisher from tonight, and that is Tyler Isley. I think we know the answer here, Tyler, but of course I have to ask, what more did you need for Susi for the championship?
Talent. No, I had nothing for him the whole time. I mean, there was just no way, no chance. Didn't have what I needed all night. I really struggle here, and guess I know where I need to practice because I plan on making it back next year. So, congrats to him. I mean, it's only fitting that I finish second to him one more time this season, isn't it? So, good for him, and congrats to everybody who, made it here. And I know they didn't have Mark and Dylan didn't have the runs they wanted, but hell of a feat to get here. This is a really good league, a fun time, and it's crazy. I think we've made it 36 weeks already, and we're about to start 36 more in a few.
Absolutely. We're a month out from season number 2. Who do you want to give shout-outs to on your entire season? 2 wins on the year. That's something I know you can't be disappointed about, especially because they're 2 of the biggest races on the year.
Yeah, I mean, I guess to start there, first to make it here, I'd literally been on iRacing for like a couple months before joining here, so I didn't really know what to expect. I was just really fortunate to get hooked up with a really good team and KTS, and then some things happen, move on to Posse Racing, where we still seem to have a lot of success and even probably more success over here. So really cool. I got to thank both of those teams, KTS, Posse Racing, of course, Kayla McCarthy for bringing me over here. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even been here. So all of them. I want to thank my family. They've tuned in every single Wednesday to watch pretty much every race, and really cool with them. They definitely don't have to, but the support, even though it's a video game, is still really cool. And then obviously Rockin' KBRB Ranch and Bordery Designs. Everyone who just shows me the support week in and week out. It's really cool. It's glad I could be here, but hopefully next season I'll get one more spot.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on a great season, man.
Thank you.
Second place finisher, Tyler Isley. Let's go to a non-playoff driver. Let's talk with our third place finisher, Josh Aaron. Ties his best finish of the season. Josh, congratulations. Walk us through your race tonight.
Thanks, Barney. Oh, it was just a survival. I think, was there only 3 of us on the lead lap at the end? I mean, it was just surviving.
Yes, that's correct.
Didn't have anything for Susie there at the end. Isley was a lot faster, so I wasn't a playoff car, so wish I could have been there for the playoffs, but I was out last time, so it was a good run for both of them, and been a good season for both of them, so.
Well, congratulations on a great year. Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
DraftKings Racing. We've been working on setups all year, and they've been super helpful. Some of them were out of the race tonight and still helping spot, so just a hell of a team. So, and then, Mark and Dills for running a hell of a league.
Well, we will let you go. Congratulations. Great third-place run tonight.
Thanks, Barney.
Third-place run here for Josh Aaron. We're going to try and see if we can get the rest of our championship 4 drivers on in here. We'll start off with Dylan Clark. A 5th place finish. Unfortunate run for him to begin the race. Dylan, I'm just going to ask, what happened to you on lap 7 when you were trying to miss Landon Lacey?
Well, I mean, it's no secret that the cars get super unstable going through the dog leg, and I don't know if it was just I don't know what it was, but he lost control, spun it right back up in front of me, and I had to hook it left not to put it right in his door, and lost control and slid into the wall. But just frustrating. Glad we could climb back to fifth and P3 in the championship, but I know we had a car that could hang with Susie, and I was hoping to go show it off, but I guess not.
I know this was an incredible season. Can't be disappointed. You joined the season late, got the win on the road, got the wins on the road courses, as well as a win at Texas. Who do you want to give shout-outs to on your season?
I just got to thank KTS, Nitro Racing Setups, Kayla, Josh Susi. I know he's not here anymore, but Tyler Rush. They brought me in when I was floating at Loner there for a while, and I guess they saw something in me that I didn't see myself, and I when I joined KTS, I turned it up a notch, and it just went on from there, and just focused on being consistent all season and being in Nitro Racing Setups. They do the job really really well, and I highly encourage people to go meet up with Russ Bovair, and they're fast, they grip really really well, and everyone is really really helpful. They teach you a lot of things. They take you under your wing, and they just help a ton. And of course, I got to thank my parents for giving me this awesome sim rig.
Appreciate your time. Congratulations on a great season.
Thank you, Marty. Thank you very much.
Dylan Clark, 5th place finished, finishing in 3rd in the championship. Let's see if we got a copy on Mark Sikosi. Mark, you got us? And it looks like we got Mark.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, Mark, first off, before we talk about what happened from your perspective on the Rock, let's talk about the season with you. It's been a great year, 36 grueling weeks with the season, and it's over with.
Yeah, it's been a very up and down year, especially for me. We had a lot of near misses, a lot of missed opportunities. We probably could have had a handful of wins. We let a lot of them slip away, or had things happen that beyond our control. But this last race is not the way you want to end the year, like that. It was pretty rough. Car was so bad. We missed the setup. We went in a different direction with it. Horrible. Things going to the scrapyard. Extremely tight. You could mask it for a little while. You could free it up as much as you could handle, but it was going back to that tightness. You just could not get it out of it. It's a balance issue. The season overall, I mean, we had a lot of up and downs. People coming and going. I think we had maybe just over 30 cars at one point on the track. So I think we're going to be starting off strong at Daytona. I think we should have about 30 there. So we'll keep growing the league, and hopefully continue to have some fun with it.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the season?
We got to thank everybody, especially everyone that's stuck it out with us throughout the season. All our loyal drivers and the ones that are going to continue running with us next season. We appreciate it. We appreciate everybody that's watching from home. We picked up quite a fan base here and over the last year. So we appreciate them. We appreciate sponsors, Speed Demon Setups, Elevated Outdoors, Butt Kicker. Yeah, it's been a good season.
All right, we appreciate the time, man. Great season, man.
We appreciate you too, Murray, for covering the races this past year too.
Thank you, Mark. So, that is how the season comes to an end. Here are how the official results look of the drivers that took part in the race. And it sure was a interesting race to say the least. We had a couple of crazy wrecks, that's for sure, including involving 2 championship contenders, but all that mattered. Josh Susie taking home the championship. This has been a fun season of NSRO competition, and we get things going all over once again. The drivers will have a month off. They've got the banquet coming up next week, and then they get back at it once again. Daytona 300 taking place on May 18th, just about a month from now, going until January 25th, 2023, when they have the championship right back here at Phoenix. Next here on the schedule, we've got the Clash of the Coliseum. We've got Daytona. 5 Flags is on the schedule. Back to North Wilkesboro. Bristol is on the dirt. Kentucky is back. Myrtle Beach is back. An all-star race at the iRacing Super Speedway. A trip to Irwindale. Hickory Speedway. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of things on the schedule. We are definitely looking forward to. New Hampshire's back. We even had the regular season at the Monza Oval. Playoffs, same as how Cup looks this season, and we end things off at Phoenix Raceway. So on behalf of everyone at the National Sim Racing League, on behalf of our sponsors, our main men in charge, Mark Sikosi and Justin Delt, Marty Scala signing off for one final time this season. Your champion for 2022, his name is Josh Susie. Thank you all for tuning in this season. We appreciate you having us in for the season. So long from Phoenix, everybody.